It'll show up in a second. Okay. All right. We're live. Hello, everyone. We're on YouTube and Facebook. In just one moment, we're going to be on Instagram. Okay. There we go. Got it. All right. Welcome, everyone. I have a special guest. Would you say hello, Lena?
Hello, everyone. I am excited and honored to be here with you guys. Thanks for tuning in live or watching the replay after this.
Yep. So this is part of our series of we just started this in the last few weeks of doing patient spotlights. And I love this because I have so many incredible people in the Fast40 program. And I work with powerhouse women and men, but mostly powerhouse women. And so I thought, man, let's use this platform to find out what you're going through, what results you're having, and also what do you do. And so the first thing I want to ask is, Lena, where are you in the Fast40 and what's your results so far?
I am on day 34 of the Fast 40. So I'm in my last week and it's honestly gone by so much faster than I thought that was
Yeah.
going to go by. So it's wild to think I'm in my last week and I have lost about 14 to 15 pounds right in between that in 34 days.
Okay. If you guys didn't hear that correctly, 34 days, 14 to 15 pounds. People barely lose 15 pounds in an entire year trying to work out and exercise. So, Lena, tell us, how did you do that? Because that's all fat. So, how did you do that?
So I did lose 15 to 20 pounds, exactly the way you just said, working out, thinking I was dieting correctly. And it did take me nearly an entire year. And
Wow.
then the minute I let up on the gas of working out, and then what I felt like just started to not restrict myself eating, it all came right back.
Ooh.
And that was incredibly frustrating, and that's where I was at the start of this Fast 40 is I have 3 kids. My youngest one is 6, and I have struggled for 6 years to really get that baby weight off from her. And I tried everything, everything from every extreme diet to extreme working out, and just it felt impossible to lose that weight. And so once I started to understand my food a little bit better and I was working out hardcore, that weight that was stubborn started to come off. But again, it took a long time, like nearly a year. And then, oh, well, life got busy. The holidays came, 3 kids came, work came. And before I knew it, after the holidays, and right when I started Fast 40, all of that 15 to 20 pounds had come back.
Wow. Wow.
So, yes.
Yeah.
So,
So, this is interesting because you spent a lot of time and energy, and this is what I hear from people dieting and exercising. So, you in 34 days, losing 14 pounds, have you starved yourself? How much have you worked out? Like, how did you do that?
so I have not worked out at all, which was a little bit suspect when I first heard about it. I was like, what do you mean we're not working out? And then the most surprising thing is how much I have actually eaten. Far more than I probably ever eat. Now, it's eating the right foods and the right amount. Um, I will just be very honest. I have never had a real healthy relationship with food ever since I was really a preteen, to be honest with
Mm,
you. I was in the modeling world when I was a little kid. Like I started modeling before I could even walk. I thought
mhm,
that was what my life was destined to be. And when I was 13 and I hit puberty and I was 5'5" and a little, more full figure, they just said to me, "Hey, sorry, like you're not tall enough. You're
mm,
not skinny enough anymore." And that really affected me because think about it, you're a 13-year-old girl. And
mm.
I actually started to hate my body probably at about 13 because
Wow.
even though I was not overweight and I was healthy, and this is just how my body was developing, I was comparing myself. This again is in the 90s. So, the modeling industry in the 90s, you're talking like real thin women. And I was just never going to be that. So I just started to hate myself. And I thought, well, that's kind of where the relationship with food started to get off, where I thought, well, if I just, I always got to be worried about what I'm eating so I can be skinny enough.
Yeah.
Or I would punish myself with food too, is what I realized, because I would get frustrated and I would say, oh, well, forget it, Lena. You aren't going to meet that goal anyways. Or you've already been bad this week. You might as well just like pile it on, go crazy, you
Wow.
know? So I think coming into this Fast 40, not only has it changed the way I think about food by teaching me, okay, no, you need to eat. Eating is key. A lot of us think that not eating is the way to lose weight and fat. And actually, I'm eating more than really I've ever eaten. And now I'm recognizing that, like, holy smokes, no wonder I wasn't losing weight. Here I'm like trying to work out so hard and I'm not eating enough food to fuel my body, because even in this period where I'm not working out, and I'm just living my normal active daily life, like the amount of food that I need to sustain that is far more than I was attempting to eat beforehand. Now, again, like I would just either eat nothing or I would binge and eat anything in sight. So this program has not only taught me when to eat, but how to eat and what to eat and how much.
Wow. I don't think I would even want to say anything, because what you just said was so perfect. So
Yeah.
perfect. And so you realize how much more you need to eat. And what happens is when people are working out, they are overworking out and under eating. And yeah, you lose some weight, but the moment you stop doing those things, the weight comes back on. So I want to touch on something really important, because you and I got to have this conversation in the Fast 40.
Mhm.
In my past life, I worked with people's I understood metaphysics, and I actually understood how the mind is wired. So I bring a lot of this into the program. And you and I wanted to talk about something important. I have all of my patients halfway through to discover their highest life priorities. I have a little quiz and videos you watch to discover it. And we wanted to just you were interested in really going, hey, can you help me refine this? And we thought this would be really cool to do this live. Are you cool if we do that?
Yeah, I would love to do that, because I think one of the coolest parts about this program is, sure, I think what is initially intriguing is, oh, I want to lose fat. But I think what really kind of sold me on it was, I want to rewire my brain. I want to stop
Yeah.
fighting these battles. I want to get it under control. So definitely. And
Yeah.
all of that plays into it.
Yes, 100%. So the reason I have people discover their highest life priorities in this program is health may not be, if you're watching this, health may not be one of your highest life priorities.
Mm.
That's okay. But if it's not, we have to link health decisions to the things that matter the most. This is the secret. This is the secret to long-term health. So what did you come up with, Lena, for your highest life priorities?
Okay, well, I did the exercise and I started thinking about, where am I spending my most time, right? Like, because I think that was the first thing, is you start asking about, where do you spend your time? How do you
Yep.
like to spend your time? So my highest life priority, number one, is my family, my children,
Okay.
my spouse, my family. Number one,
Okay.
highest
Okay.
priority above everything else. My
Got it.
second, my second highest priority is helping others identify possibilities for themselves and their lives, so that they can take action and become who they were created to be.
Okay.
Um,
Got it.
the third one had to do around my own creating and creativity. That's a big part of me. For your audience, I'm most well known for a YouTube channel called Flipping Gorgeous, where I kind of help inspire people to take action and gain confidence through DIY projects and home improvement projects. That happens to be my passion. So I love creating, and I love taking something and bringing out its potential, or taking something that's in my brain and manifesting it into something real.
Mm-hmm.
And
Perfect.
that's through like spaces, furniture, videos. I see a video in my head and then I film it and I make it. So I don't know how to
Okay.
condense that into a highest life priority, but I guess creatively manifesting I don't know I don't know the right way to condense that down.
Totally. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And are those it? Does
I think those were like my top big
3.
3.
Okay, perfect. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Uh-huh.
Good. Let's just discuss those now. So it's perfect.
Okay.
So I want a few questions I have for you. You said family. Love that.
Yes.
There's no right or wrong with this.
Okay.
Would you now if had I asked these questions, I would probably already know these answers. But since you did the questions yourself,
Mhm.
would your romantic relationship be separate from your family? For some people, romantic relationship is their top value. For me, it's not. My family is family. So would that be separate than family, or is that all one?
Oh, my romantic relationship would definitely be like a top priority, if
Okay,
not
and
the top. More
okay,
important
so
than my children. Well, I
yeah.
mean, I kind of feel like that's the foundation of everything. So yes.
Okay, there you go. So that's
Yeah.
important because we want to make sure we separate those, right? So we're going to
Mhm.
say romantic relationship,
Okay.
right? And family. Those are 2 separate values. Are you cool with that?
Okay. Yeah. Is family like, so my children and my husband, would that be separate from like family being my extended family, my siblings,
You
my
could.
dad, stuff like
I would
that?
say yeah, you could. I would say family we include family and kids. Maybe
Okay.
just do it like that so that way it's one category. Um yeah, probably getting a little more refined it would be good, but romantic relationship is separate, but we might want to
Mhm.
say family and kids. You could have kids and separate
Yeah.
family, but yeah,
Yeah.
what was I say?
I was gonna say, yeah, my kids are, I mean, 100% like everything I do revolves around my
Okay.
children. I don't make any decision without considering how it's going to impact them. And
Okay.
I I tend to make my decisions for myself based off of being able to show up in the way that I want to show up for them as a mother.
So maybe we make I
Mhm.
think my opinion from listening to you is we
Mhm.
make your kids the value, not family.
Okay, kids, yes.
And family would be a separate value. And I'm going to put it in there just on the side. I think again, this is different for everyone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree
So
with that.
we'll do that for now. Helping others become who they're created to be.
Yes.
That's the value.
I think so. Is that a trick question or is it? Are you
No,
confirming that or are
that's
you
it.
asking me? Okay,
Because you
yes.
talked about, yeah. So this simplified that big statement you have. It's like helping others
Mhm.
become who they're created to be. Does that resonate with
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Okay, good. And the one you were like, oh, I'm not really sure. We just want to name it something that resonates with you, not me, obviously, but
Mhm.
we could call it we could call it creative manifestation.
Yeah, I like that.
How's
Creative
that? Yeah, I got
manifestation.
that from listening to you. Yeah,
Yes.
so okay, I'm gonna do a little drill with you, okay?
Okay.
And then the other one we're gonna put is you tell me what resonates with you because you mentioned family, but this is like extended family. Is
Okay.
that what you call it?
Yeah, I would say when I think of family, I think of like my 2 siblings and my dad and my like in-laws.
Okay. And what would you so would family resonate or extended family or how would you make the distinction?
Okay, so I would go like my husband and kids are one thing, and then
Yep.
my
Yep.
family, my dad, my sister, my brother, my nieces, my nephews, a different thing.
But what do you call that thing? That's what we want to know.
Um, Family, I guess. So
Okay.
romantic relationship, kids, and family are actually, I guess, 3
Okay.
different categories.
Exactly. And that's why
Yes,
I'm wondering if you want to call them extended family or just say we'll just call them family because that's different than
family.
your okay, got it.
Yeah,
Got it. That's different than
family.
your kids
I'm
and that. Okay.
Italian. I have like a huge extended family.
Okay.
That would
Okay,
be
good.
like
Yeah,
hundreds of
no, that's
people.
good. Okay, so check this out. We're gonna do a little drill with you. This is a really fun drill.
Okay.
The order in which you put these is important. So Lena, I'm gonna for a moment, I'm gonna ask you some questions, and I want you to answer these questions from your heart, not from your mind.
Okay.
The way I know you're in your mind is if you have to think about it.
Okay. Should I
The
close
way I
my
know you're in
eyes?
your heart, yeah, it's a good idea. The way I know you're in your
Okay.
heart is you answer pretty quickly.
Okay, I'm gonna
Okay.
close my eyes. I feel like that's gonna help me.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So Lena, today I'm gonna give you the choice. You
Okay.
get to do you're gonna choose which one of these things you want to do today, okay? Which one would you choose? Either spending time in your romantic relationship or spending time with your kids. Which do you choose?
My romantic relationship.
Okay, good. Next, I'm gonna give you a choice today, Lena.
Mhm.
You get to spend time with your kids or spending time helping others become who they're created to be. What would you choose?
Um, oh gosh, no, I'm trying not to think.
Right. That's where you exactly. You
I
drop
guess
into your heart, right? Yeah, go ahead.
probably helping others become who they were created to be.
Yes, and you can immediately see where
Yeah.
self-judgment comes in when I do this
Yes.
process. Yes, this is
Yes.
good for us to do. It's good we're doing it live. I
Mhm.
like this.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, next. Today, Lena, I'm gonna give you the choice.
Mhm.
You get to
Mhm.
spend time with your kids or in creative manifestation. What would you choose?
Creative manifestation.
Okay. And then
I'm
again,
trying not
notice
to judge myself.
exactly, exactly. This
Mm.
is this is why we do this process because
Yeah.
people judge themselves for their values, and I'll show you why that is in a second. Okay, today you get
Mhm.
the choice, Lena. Either spend time with your kids or your family. Remember, your family is not romantic relationship and kids. This is what we call extended family. So, what would you choose there?
Oh, my kids.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Lena, you can open your eyes. We have an order. We have an
Okay.
order. Okay, so
Mhm.
in order, romantic relationship, helping others become who they're created to be,
Mhm.
creative manifestation, kids, and family.
Mhm.
Now, I already know where your judgments are. So, what happens is when it comes to our highest life priorities, when you hear yourself say should, you have adopted someone else's priorities.
Mhm.
Okay. So here's I get on the phone with people in these calls, and someone goes, God is my highest life priority. And they go, okay, let's see. I ask them the questions. By the end of it, God doesn't even show up on here.
Mhm.
So what they did was adopted a religion's highest life priorities. So you can adopt your parents' highest life priorities. You can adopt your friends' highest life priorities. So this drill is to clear out all the clutter and go, what are my highest life priorities?
Mhm.
So when you had the kids, right, and all of a sudden the kids started going lower, it's like, oh my God. Now that means to me,
Mm.
somewhere in there, you've either adopted from someone else around you that kids are supposed to be more important than your creative manifestation, and they're supposed to be more important than helping others. So tell me about that.
Oh, well, I can tell you about this. I don't know how deep you wanna go into my own, head. That is my own pressure put on myself because I don't ever want my kids to feel like they were abandoned because unfortunately, like, I was a bit abandoned by my own mother. Not a bit, I was abandoned by my own mother. So, I even though what my natural inclination might be is, wow, I find so much joy in connecting with other people or creating. I also am deeply aware that my children are so like I think I want them to be the highest life priority. I don't want to sacrifice their well-being for my own, I guess, agenda. So that has certainly come from internally, like not wanting to ever impose upon them what I experienced as a child.
Okay, Lena, I
Yes.
love this share. You ready to go there? You ready to go here?
I think so. I didn't know I was going here in front of live people, but I'm ready to go.
Yeah. This is my every single day. This is what I do every
Yes.
single day. It's like that's all I know how
Mhm.
to do is go there. So
Yeah.
thank you for being open. Few things. Past moments
Mhm.
of emotional trauma that is unresolved or unloved will continue to color our current reality.
Mhm.
So you go, okay, I was abandoned. Therefore, I don't want to abandon my kids. And
Mhm.
what will happen is you will try to make your kids more of a priority than they really are.
Mhm.
And therefore, all it does is create self criticism. Okay. So, what's interesting about this is let me show you how to rewire this real quick.
Okay.
Okay. What would happen
Mhm.
if a person makes their kids more important than they really are? Let's
They would lose.
say,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
They
Go ahead.
they would lose themselves. They would lose their own identity.
Which eventually, what would they do to their kids?
Abandon their kids in search of their own identity.
Oh, winner. Oh, Lena. This
Yeah.
is okay, so this is interesting, right? Because
Yeah.
this is why I said the past charge will color our current reality.
Uh-huh.
So when you realize what you realize, and we don't have to go into detail with your mom,
Mhm.
but your mom might have actually done just that.
Oh, she
Try
1000% did that. She completely lost herself in motherhood and 3 kids, which is why I feel very strongly about helping other people
yes.
not lose
And
themselves and become who they're meant
so,
to be.
so Lena, let me
Mhm.
ask you a specific
Yeah.
question. What's the benefit? This is going to be real specific of you putting your romantic relationship, of you helping others, and of your creative manifestations. What's the benefit of putting those above your kids? What's the benefit to your kids specifically?
They get to see me be the best version of myself.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
And they don't get abandoned
Mhm.
because you put yourself and the things you value first. They learn
Mhm.
a model of being a mom who's living in her most inspired life.
Mhm.
So it's quite the opposite of what your brain was telling you.
Yeah.
You're,
Mhm.
we're going to say,
No, yeah, I mean, since the minute I became a mom 10 years ago, it was, always this internal battle of wanting to be the best mom and be there, but also, like, I have this entrepreneurial fire
yeah,
hose inside of me that I can't turn off, and sometimes I've wanted to turn it off because I just wanted to be a mom, but then I would lose
yeah,
I've been through my own, um
yep,
ebbs and flows of motherhood, and I am getting to a point now where they're a little bit older, and I'm giving myself that permission to do the things that I um want to do so that they can see it. I am a mom of special needs children too, and so that changes some things because
mhm,
sometimes it doesn't matter what you're right, like sometimes it's just like everything else has to go by the wayside because there's something so pressing with your children that it takes that. So I'm trying to figure out that balance too of how do
yeah,
I meet their needs and make sure they're going to be okay and still not lose myself in the process. And so I think
yes,
especially a lot of self moms that have special needs kids, it's so
mhm,
easy to put everything else lower on the list.
yep. And that is how
Yeah.
you end up losing, like just like you said, losing yourself and going, "Fuck it, I'm done. I can't do this anymore." So,
Yeah.
what's really wild? Let's look at a few things here. This is so good.
Hmm.
Thanks for being vulnerable
Yeah.
and open because I love this stuff, and this is
Yeah.
just my favorite things to see and do. So, a few things. I have a 6-year-old daughter.
Hmm.
She is my world. I have no family value at all.
Hmm.
None. It's not even the top 10. I don't even have a romantic relationship value. Not even the top 10. I'm aware of that. I'm a single dad.
Hmm.
And so there's a process of linking the things that you value in your life to your highest life priorities. And that's why you'll notice on your values, where did health show up in the top 4 or 5 values?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Mhm.
Nowhere. So it's important, right? Because we go, well, doesn't mean health's not important, but there are other things that come before your health.
Mhm.
So I'll just give you a little bit of a trick here. So for my daughter, um, one of my highest values, I love, just like you said, you love helping others
Mhm.
become who they're created to be. I love helping others grow. That's what I'm doing right now.
Mhm.
I'm living my highest life priority when I do this. My daughter is I linked, she is one of the people I love to help grow.
Mhm.
I don't have to have a value on kids or family.
Mm.
So it's interesting because I spend so much time with her, and we have these deep conversations at 6. And if I didn't link those together, I'm not sure I would spend so much time doing this.
Hmm.
So I've linked it to my highest life priorities. So I love, number one, building businesses that help others grow. That's my number one thing I love doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wired my daughter in that. She listens to my coaching calls. At 6 years old, I'm pretty sure she could coach just about anyone in the Fast 40. And why is that important to me? Because she's learning how to rewire all this, the nutrition, the stuff that we've all learned that was just messed up as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
She's learning all the things that are correct. And I love that. She's getting to learn and grow. So my girl is now linked to my business. She's linked to my highest values of helping people. And one of my other high values is I love deep connection with others. And so now I go, oh my God, she fits that too. So she fits my top 3 priorities. I spend a lot of time with her and I nurture her. And I don't have a value on kids. You follow me?
Yeah, that's interesting to think about it that way.
Uh-huh. So what comes up for you when I say that?
Oh, I'm just thinking about how with my other 2 priorities that I put above my kids,
Sure.
actually how I do that with them, right?
Yes.
Like I said, all I do all day long, I feel like is trying to help them become the very best versions of themselves, whether that's driving them to a school 30 minutes away so that they can get specialized education, or that's I don't know, just every day, like I am pouring into them, teaching them manners, teaching them, tutoring them, helping them create routines. So I guess
Yep.
I am really helping these tiny humans become the best version of themselves.
Yep.
And then I really try to foster their own creative manifestation. So
Yep.
I'm the mom that, like, that's fine if you want to make a mess, but you're creating and you're building something, like, go for it. I don't care, because I want them to be creative. So that could be like, sure, we're build 1,000 million Lego pieces, or try to construct that thing, or so yeah,
Yep.
just trying to foster that in them too. And if they see me do it, then I think that helps model, like, oh, mom did this. I saw mom do it. I can do it.
Yep. And so that now, you've unconsciously connected your kids to your creative manifestation. And that's what I didn't have to even say it. You already did. That's exactly what I was thinking. And you're literally helping others become who they're created to be. That's why you spend so much time with these kids, not because you're like, oh my God, my kids really are the number one thing. I know you said that. They're really the number 3 thing, but they fit because you've linked them to the other values. And again, this is at an unconscious level. I know your kids are incredibly important. So this leads us to something then. The health. Then how do the whole point of me doing this with patients is I want them to live an inspired life. So many people do not know what their highest life priorities are. And so they adopt religion's highest life priorities. They adopt the medical system's highest life priorities. They adopt their husband's highest life priorities. Or they adopt their teacher's highest life priorities, but don't know their own. So that's where you start seeing people living a very uninspired life. Even though they have money and even though they have kids and all the things, they don't know what's important to them. So the whole point of this then is not just live an inspired life, but how do I create long-term health? Because that was my secret agenda with all my patients. I want you to not only be healthy, I want you to stay out of medicine offices, because statistically, the less medicine you take, the longer you live. Statistically, the less medical doctor visits you have, not because they're bad people, it's just that's what they do, is give you medicine. The less medicine you take, the longer you live, statistically. It's not the other way around. So how then do we link your health decisions to your highest life priorities? That's what I want to do with you. So health isn't on here. So let's ask, Lena, what are the things that you've been challenged? And you tell me, I don't know if there is. What challenge have you had? Like, what do you perceive challenges after this? Eating on time, eating enough, working out? Like, what might be the perceived health challenges coming up?
I think the biggest challenges will be now I feel like I've gotten a little bit of control on it, but not going back to emotional eating. And I think having parameters to help me with that is good, to say I think having a structure around how I eat.
Okay.
Because right now, that was in the first 2 weeks, that was probably the most obvious thing. Like if I was feeling, I'm an emotional eater. So if I was stressed or anything like that, I wanted to turn to grab something sweet or something like that. And it was like, oh no, I can't grab that. It's not time to eat, or that's not on my snack list, or, that's not in the Fast40. So I do good with structure. So I think I need to keep structure so
Okay.
that I'm not giving into impulses or emotional eating, and that I'm remaining full, right? Because
Yep.
it's like, oh, well, I ate on time. So now I'm not binge eating because I didn't have anything to eat. And now I'm so hungry.
Okay, perfect. So there's two things of this.
Yeah.
Let's watch this. One,
Mhm.
how did you maintaining structure eating benefit your romantic relationship?
Well, I guess the physical results of maintaining my structured eating and keeping fat off. Obviously, like I know my husband loves me and he's loved me at any size and pregnant and all the things. But, would he say just as a man, like, oh yeah, if she's in her best shape, of course I'm even that much more attracted to her, right? Or I feel more confident in the relationship. So that benefits, right? If I'm staying good with my
Yes.
eating,
Can
like
I
just
can
from
I
a,
can
yeah,
yes. Can I add can I translate this as a man?
sure.
So
Yeah.
the benefits of you eating on time and keeping the fat off your body and feeling good
Yeah.
and feeling sexy, better sex, healthier sex, more attractiveness, more connection, more love. This is my man brain speaking. So
Uh-huh.
what we think,
Yeah.
what you're saying and you're right, what we're saying, massive benefit. Being able to feel like no matter what, of course, we love our women. But when
Mhm.
you feel sexy, oh my God, does it change the dynamic of the relationship?
Yeah. I think it just helps too. Like if we feel young, I mean, we're, like and going, if we feel young and in health, going in our 40s, like I'm hoping that it just continues rather
Yeah.
than us declining and becoming
Yes.
just kind of blah together.
Boom.
Like we got big plans for our 40s and 50s.
Yes. I love it.
No.
Perfect.
Yeah.
How does you eating on time benefit your ability to help others become who they're created to be?
Because I'm showing that I'm stepping into the highest version of myself by sticking to things that keep me healthy and keep me clear-minded and keep me strong and
Yes.
vibrant and moving towards the direction of who I wanna be.
Yes. Because the best leaders lead by
Mhm.
example.
Mhm.
That's really important. So, this process of the question I'm asking you, what I would do for people watching this is come up with 10 reasons for each one of these for your
Okay.
top three values. Okay. Anything that you like, oh man, this is gonna be a challenge. Come up with ten reasons 10 reasons that eating on time is going to benefit your romantic relationship, right? We went through a whole
Mhm.
bunch, like, and I was giving you some as a man, right? It was like
Yeah.
closer connection, better sex. I feel attractive. I feel confident. We have longevity. We're not dying
Mhm.
early. I mean, the list goes on, right?
Yeah.
And 10 reasons how it helps you help others become, right? Or helping others become who they're created to be. And then you also do 10 reasons that eating on time would benefit your creative manifestations. If you do that, you
Uh-huh.
will notice that you do not need external motivation
Hmm. Mhm.
to eat on time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just more of like this is just like I said, the whole thing with wanting to do this is this just becomes the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel any longer like an external
Yeah.
uh expectation or goal. It's just like this is my life. This is what I do. This is how it is so that I can go and be who I need to be. And I've got this under control. Like it's not my battle. I have other things that I'm trying to do and accomplish and spend my energy on.
You got it. You nailed it.
Mhm.
Anything that you connect to your top three highest life priorities, you don't need to find extrinsic motivation to do.
Mhm.
You naturally have internal inspiration.
Yeah.
That's really the key thing.
Yeah.
So anything that we don't see a connection with our highest life priorities, we constantly need external motivation. And so, Lena, that's one of the reasons I really love doing this with people, is because I know at a certain point, I'm not going to be every day there for them. And so I want them to have the external motivation, because I'm not going to have Dr. Goldman messaging every single morning saying, how you doing? Right. And so
Yeah.
I know that's how I can create long-term healthy humans. So good.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
It feels great. And this is so funny because it's really eye-opening, and not only ties into my health, but ties into what I'm trying to do, because I've been in this season of trying to figure out that what it is. What is my mission? What is it that I'm trying to do? And you can go a lot of different directions, right? I could go this way, I could go that way. And establishing these highest life priorities is not only helping me in my health, but it's helping me in my business to go, wait, this
Yes.
is the direction.
Yes. Oh, I love how you said that.
Yeah.
Yes. Because the direction that you take that's in accordance with your highest life priorities, you're going to succeed.
Yes.
That's big. That's
Mm-hmm.
huge.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I was mentioning in the very beginning about the shoulds, is because anything that really is not natural for you, when some people try to make family a highest life priority, but it's not, it doesn't work well. Some people try to make business a highest life priority, and it's not a priority, and it doesn't work well.
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful process. Thanks for dropping in and being vulnerable with this. This was good. So could you just share about what you do and how you help others?
Yeah. So, like I said, my passion that I found when I found that I just loved creating, that creative manifestation, really showed up in the form of DIY home improvement projects, furniture flipping, just taking something that maybe people have discarded or was outdated and turning it into flipping gorgeous. So now my mission and my goal is to inspire others to see possibilities. Maybe it's in furniture, maybe it's in spaces, but more just in their lives, and to start taking action on it, to do the thing essentially that is going to help them become who they were created to be.
Ooh,
So, yeah,
wow.
so doing this own work is helping me do that work.
That's so good. Do you,
Yeah.
and you and I haven't talked about this, because I
Yeah.
love the flipping a gorgeous concept in the channel.
Yeah.
Um, do you have like, do you create a course? Do you actually help people do this? Or they like, how does that work?
Well, it's interesting because I think the highest life priorities is so important in business, because I used to tell myself that I put money up pretty high
There you go.
up.
Yeah.
And I actually have realized money is not my highest priority. And
Hey,
obviously, I'm in a very blessed situation where my romantic relationship, he takes very good care of me, and I have the privilege to do all the creative manifestation. And if I make money, amazing, but that's not like my number one. I need
yeah.
to make the money. And I found when I started to put the money above the creative manifestation and did things with the motivation of money, like I should start a course, I should do these brand deals, I should do all the things,
Oh,
everything got off whack. And I wasn't having fun anymore. And I was like, well, I don't want to do this anymore. Let me go a different direction. And
got it.
so, really, not only identifying the highest priorities is now making me go, if I make money from what I do, like if I focus on helping people the way I want to and that creative manifestation, the money is going to come as a byproduct because I'm doing it in my most authentic way. So now I'm seeking out like speaking opportunities and getting paid to go
Yeah.
inspire people to become the highest versions of themselves, or to
Yeah.
help them with creative manifestation by building their own platforms. Or I'm, making such good content myself that I'm getting paid from YouTube from it. So
Right.
I got off
Right.
track there for a little bit chasing the money.
Got it.
Um, so
Got it.
I'm in my own process of like flip-flopping and really just helping people through the inspiration aspect and wanting to give it away for free.
Yeah. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that. Thanks for sharing. I didn't realize you had
Mhm.
gone through that. And now I see why too. Just you even doing these highest life priorities is actually really
Yeah.
assisting in that process.
So much so.
That's
Like,
so
I
good.
feel like so many things are clicking just from you being like, what are your highest life priorities?
Yeah, it makes so much sense. And I can
Yeah.
resonate with that. And cause yeah, looking at your priorities, like
Yeah.
that's funny. Cause I was just addressing saying some people make money the highest one and it's not. So it does make sense. Like helping you focus on helping others become where they're created to be, and money will flow from that.
Yeah.
And your channel, creative manifestation, it's like that's natural for you. So wow, that is so cool to hear you say that. And I'm so glad you've benefited, like, and you're seeing the connection with all the other things in your life. That is awesome, Lena.
Oh yeah, this program, that's what I've been telling my husband, the weight is awesome, but all the other things is like what is even more exciting. And I honestly at this point feel like the weight loss is just like an added bonus. The other things are really the 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 true gems and the value of it.
Yeah, it's funny because you're part of BBG, our
Yeah.
brand builders group, which we both love. And it's funny because like I've after a while people start going, wait a minute, this is a weight loss program, but this is more of like a life transformation. And then the side effect is you lose fat. I'm like, it's great. I'm like, yeah, it really is. It's funny. It's what happens. But we really don't know what we don't know. And so
Mhm.
I've had to go, okay, how do I help people the best? Well, they're aware that they have excess fat and it's slowing them down. So let me talk to them in that from that angle. But by the time they come in this, we start actually addressing the real underlying causes. So thank you for being so vulnerable, because I think this was just such a powerful video to see you go do this live. It's going to help so many other people.
Yeah, well, I hope someone can find inspiration to become the best version of themselves from me sharing some of my journey and things that I had to battle and feel like this program has helped me overcome.
Yay. I just love that. I love that. Well, thank you for really being a part of this. And
Yeah.
it takes, I give my credit to all of my patients, to you, because it's one thing to be able to coach, but it's one thing to be coachable. I think it's
Mhm.
harder to be coachable than to coach.
Hmm.
Like that's to coach is we can give our advice to everyone, right? But can you stop and look at yourself, and you are, Lena, you're looking at yourself and you're making the changes? That's the harder thing to do. So give yourself a lot of love and appreciation for that.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yes. So okay, we'll sign off. I love this. And thank you everyone for watching. I hope this benefits everyone. We'll see you soon, Lena.
Bye.